Good morning and welcome to the VSA Morning Miner. It's Tuesday, the 18th of November, and I'm joined by Paul Rankin. Paul, how are you today? And how
Very
was your
good morning.
first day at 1-to-1?
Yeah, it was very fine. Thank you. A busy schedule. It's going to be another busy schedule again today. But I just noticed there's about in the list about 120 companies, and you've only got a potential 30 time slots or so to see people on the 2 days. So you do definitely need to pick and choose.
Yep, that's certainly true. Um, right, in terms of today's news, let's start with Pulsar Helium.
Yes, Pulsar has announced a pressurized gas encounter in their latest well, the Jetstream 4, which is in their helium exploration program in Minnesota. This one has a Jetstream. This interval is at a shallower depth, about halfway down to the 3,000 total feet that they are going to test, and has a 674 psi pressure reading in while drilling at this project. So all the indications are it's a continuation of the uh, gas reservoir already anticipated or otherwise proven for the other three wells in Jetstream so far. So in due course, they'll be testing this as well for helium.
Yep, very good. Um, Otherwise, news out from Kenmare.
Yes, Kenmare essentially has put out a production profit warning on the MoMA mine. Here, it's specifically issues in commissioning delays on the wet concentrator plant A upgrade project there at MoMA mine. It's the next production sequence plant there in the Mozambique operation at MoMA. So they have downgraded 2025 production to no more than 905,000 tons of ilmenite plus co-products. Total capital cost, though, has stayed fixed at 341 million on that wet plant move, and about 85% of that expenditure will be concluded by the end of calendar 2025. But cash operating costs are now projected to be something in excess of $235 a ton of finished product.
Yeah, the company had actually already cautioned in as part of its Q3 results that there may be some issues with its sales volumes after one of its contracted customers has started a restructuring process. They had hoped to sell it into the spot market, but yeah, this production cut only adds to concern there.
Yes, that's right.
Um, there's also news out from Resolute today.
Right, Resolute Mining, the West Africa gold producer, which is dual quoted in the ASX and in London. They have put an initial resource estimate out at their Ladebo gold property in Cote d'Ivoire. It's 643,000 ounces inferred, which in 17.6 million tons at 1.14 grams per ton. This is near surface oxide mineralization, and it about 50% increase on what was a prior historic resource on this deposit in total gold. But it is a drop of about 10 to 15% in overall grade. So it is growing in size, but it is definitely at this stage going to be a low grade deposit by all indications at this point. But they do have more uh, exploration licenses, permits granted nearby La Debo in order to make it a cluster of perhaps of smaller deposits.
Very good. Anything else?
Just to say that we also had news out from New Frontier, which is the Australian heavy or minor metals and rare earths explorer listed in London, and they have done a deal with an ASX listed firm in order on a concentrating process, which seriously upgrades dysprosium terbium in a first pass treatment of those ores. And it's the Hearts range of New Frontier project, which they are really focusing their activity on. And that is these dysprosium terbium pegmatites. So we'll see as things developing whether this joint venture on tech will come to fruition, and specifically for Hearts range.
Very good. All right, Paul, thanks for your thoughts. We'll be back tomorrow.
Very good. See you then.
This podcast has been produced and edited by VSA Capital. It is intended for information purposes and not as investment advice. The information is intended for recipients who understand the risks associated with equity investments in smaller companies. Please do your own research and do not rely on a single source when making an investment decision. VSA Capital may derive fees from this content and seeks to do business with the companies mentioned.